Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very good looking puzzle here. It's also by a setter that we've done puzzles for in the past, but it's been quite a long time since I've done one of them. So definitely trying to get back to kind of sprinkle in some of the puzzle setters that we've done a bunch of puzzles in the past, but maybe recently we've kind of ventured off and had a bunch of new setters that we've been creating puzzles for, but always want to stick with those excellent setters that we know are out there who are still creating puzzles. We just haven't had the chance to get to some of these puzzles. This is one of those. So this one is called Foggy Lines by Belamis. As you can see, it is a fog of war puzzle. So excited about that. It also has an interesting rule set here that I have not seen before, although there may be other puzzles with this. I'm not quite sure, but this is the first one I've seen that uses it this way. So what is that? Well, we've got normal Sudoku supply, first off. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we've got Kropki Lines. So along gray Kropki lines, adjacent digits must either differ by 1 or be in a 1:2 ratio. So we have a couple of lines sticking out here in this one lonely cell. And what this rule is essentially saying that along these lines, we must use Kropki pair rule sets, but we don't know which one is which. We just know that there's a Kropki relationship here. So these two cells could be consecutive, as i.e. they would be on a white Kropki. These two could be in a 2-to-1 ratio, where they would be a black Kropki type thing. And it seems like there could be multiple ways that these could all work together, and that not necessarily you have to have either or any of the types of Kropkis, but we have to think about the options of what can and can't happen. So then the only other rule, of course, that we have here, and we mentioned it before, is fog of war. So the grid is partially covered in fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required, of course. So if we figure out what this digit is, all of this fog should clear, and there should be more information presented to us to continue our solve. So with that said, link is going to be in the description below. Let's get at this thing, see if we can get it figured out, because I think it's going to be a fun one if we can get moving. So, as stated, we're going to have to figure out what the heck this thing is so we can clear some space and start to push out of the boundaries of the fog here to get a solve going. Now, there's going to have to be some limitation to what this digit can be, because of the fact that it's at a crossroads of these Kropki lines. So let's think about what can occur here. Well, in the broad sense, we're going to say that this digit here must have 4 options for how a digit or how other digits can work off of it with Kropkis. Now, obviously, a 1 is not going to work here because you can't put 2 in every single one of these things. 9 is the same thing. You can't put 8 in all of these. I think we can rule out the 5s and the 7s as well. Yeah, because there's nothing that you can put for 5s or 7s on a black Kropki. So the only things you could put on either of those digits would be the 2 white Kropki varieties. And again, we need 4, not 2. So 2 is actually going to be, and 2 and 8 are going to be similar in terms of how they cannot work, I think. Because if you think about, we're going to have 2 white Kropki relationships and 2 black Kropki relationships. Well, the second you think about 2 or 8, the 2 only has, well, let me use my words here. It technically has 2 ways that black and white Kropkis can work on it, but one of the black and white Kropki share a value, which is the 1. So if you were to put a 2 here, you could put a 1 on a white Kropki or on a black Kropki, but that's taking away one of the options. So you really only have 3 options, not 4. The same is going to be true for the 8, because again, the 8 can only use a 4 with the black Kropki. It's not exactly the same situation, but you can use a 4 and you can use a 7 and a 9, but again, you don't have 4 different ways. So what the heck have I said can and can't be here? 1s and 2s. So you have 3, 4, 5 we said was out. 7, 8 lines are out, so 6. Let's think about the 3s and 6s. Okay, it's the same thing if we think about it. So the 3s and the 6s won't work because the 3, where the heck is my phone just went off? The 3 can only have one black Kropki interaction to go with the 6, and then 2 whites. So again, it's 3 options. The 6 is going to be the same way. The 6 can pair with the 3 and the 5 and the 7, but doesn't have any other recourse. So this, we've just ruled out every option. This must be a 4. Okay, so now that we've gotten that, we've got a little bit of breathing room in here. Now we know the 4 is going to have 4 different ways that it can work. You can use the 2 and the 8 from the black Kropki, and you can use the 3 and the 5 from white Kropki interactions. Now we have a 2, 3, 5, 8 quad going on plus the 4, so we're going to know what these digits are. They're 1, 6, 7, and 9. Now there's going to have to be some interaction between these guys here. Because if we think, again, if we start thinking about the possibilities are, we've now said that this digit here must have 3 different ways to interact with another or other digits. We've already said the 5 won't work that way because it only has 2. The 8 can work, right? Because we could put the 8 with the 4, and these could be 7s and 9s. The 3 can't work because we don't have 2 ways to match it down here. It could work with the 4 and the white Kropki, but we would need a 2 to go with the 6 here, so the 3 doesn't work. I'm guessing the 2 won't work either, because we've shown that an 8 can, so there must be one option that doesn't. The 2, yeah, the 2 is the same concept. It can work as a black Kropki with the 4, but it would need a 3 to go with the 1, and we don't have that, so this just is 8. There we go. Now we can get rid of some of this stuff. And we know that this is an 8, so it can't go with the 1 and the 6. So that's a 7-9 pair. These are not, so they're the 1-6 pair. Okay. Now, what do we have? Because we got a little bit more information. So we have 3. So it looks like we have like a little triangle of Kropki line. Now we don't know what it does after this. It may continue off into some unknown world, but we don't quite know that yet. So I think what we're going to need to do is go back to, again, start thinking about a value that has 3 different possibilities. Is it 3 No, well, it's 2 possibilities, 2 things that it can work with. But there must be some kind of interact. Okay, let's just look at our options. Again, we can rule out the 1 because these can't both be 2s. We can do 2, and the 2 can go with the 4 on a black Kropki. It can go with the 1 on a white or a black Kropki, and it can go with the 3. So it seems like there are options there, but something, okay. Okay, so when we think about, and we're going to have to probably do this with every possibility to see what works and what doesn't work. If this was a 2 and this was a 1, 3, it would be broken because the 1 and the 3 don't have a relationship. If it was the 2 with a 1 and a 4, we have the same issue. The 1 and the 4 don't have a Kropki relationship. So there can't be a 1 on here. Now there could be a 2 with a 3 and a 4, and the 3 and the 4 will work with the 2 and they'll work with each other. So that is a possibility. Now, of course, this one can't be the 4, so this would be the 4. The next step in line would be a 3. Now the 3 can go with a 2, a 4, and a 6. I want to do this off to the side so I don't mess up all my. Let me take that off for a second, just to keep the clarity, so I don't have a bunch of overlaps and then forget which ones I'm pairing with what. The 3. What can it go with? Again, 2, 4, and 6. Now this will never be a 4. The 6 will never work on the 3 because it has no relation with the 2 or the 4. So we can remove the 6. Therefore, this would be a 2, this would be a 4, No, these work too, because this could be 3 with the 4. The 3 will work with the 2, and the 2 will work with the 4. Okay, so we can put those in. 3, 2, and this is still just a 4. Okay. Let's go further. We obviously can't put a 4 here. 5. No, there's no way. Okay, so I think 5, 7, and 9 are going to be the same thing, kind of similar to what we said previously. And with this new interaction we've got, because if we put a 5, the only thing that works with the 5 are the 2 white Kropkis, which is 6 and 4. Well, 6 and 4 could work with the 5, but they have no interaction. So again, we could put in here, this is a 5. These could be a 4 and a 6 pair. There's no other way to pair to this, but these guys don't work together. So 5s are out. 7's the same thing because it has the 6 and the 8 grouping, but they don't work together. And 9, of course, won't work because we can't put 2 8s. So what has that left us with now? We said 1 doesn't work, 2 and 3 can work, 4, 5, 7, and 9 don't work. So the next option is 6. And then, of course, we can't do an 8 because we have a Kropki dot here that says we can't do 8. So 6 is the last option here. Make sure I'm right on that. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so let's think about the 6 real quick. The 6 can pair with the 3 with the black Kropki, or it could be 5 or 7. There is no interaction between these two that could work. 3 and 5 don't work, 3 and 7 don't work, and 5 and 7. So 6 is out. 6 is right out. Okay, so we have a 2-3 pair with a 4 here. So this is always a 4. This is a 2-3 pair, which means this is a 5. These are not 5s anymore. Okay, now we have some information going on here that's given itself up. Let's think about this one first, even though this one looks somewhat This one looks somewhat promising, but let's stick with the one we've already started with. If this is a 2, this could either be a 1 or a 3 in a white Kropki situation, a 1 in a black Kropki situation. It can't be a 4. So the only possibility if it's a 2 is this is a 1. If it's a 3, it can't be 2 or 4 because they're already given, but it could be a 6. This is a 1 or a 6. So we get a 1-6 pair here. Okay, that didn't actually get us anywhere. So let's think about this one. This is another situation now. Again, we don't know where what goes on after the fog, but we know this digit here has to have 3 different things that it can form pairs with, whether they be white or black again. And we've removed 2, 3, and 4 as options. Now we know again 5, 7, and 9 can never work because they only have 2 options. 1 can never work because obviously you can't put 2 in all these. So we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. We're down to 6 and 8 again. Now let's think about what they can be. If this is a 6, these could be 3, 5, or 7. Well, none of these can be 3. This can't be 5. So therefore, this would be 7. This would be 5. This would be 3. That seems to work. What if this is an 8? I'll do it down here again real quick, just off of it so I don't mess up the numbering here. If it's an 8, it's a 7, 9, and a 4. These can't be 4s, so this one would be. And the 7 or the 9 would work either way, it seems like. 6, 7, and 9. And then, or the 8, sorry, the 7, the 9 with the 4. Okay, so this is either 3 or 4. This is going to either be 7 or 9. This is going to be 5, 7, or 9. I thought this might get us a little further down, but don't seem to have quite enough there. Does that say anything now about this region? It doesn't. Okay, you missed some option here. Or maybe there's some reduction to this that we can work out. Again, let's think about this guy. Maybe you missed something here. The 4 can go with either the 3 or the 2, so that's not helpful there. The 2 can go with the 1. The 3 can go with the 6. That's correct. So the 1-6 pair is what we get. Okay, again, let's think about these. Make sure I didn't miss something. The 1's not going to work. The 2 and the 3 obviously can't work, and the 4 can't work. The 5 doesn't work, 7s and 9s don't work. This is either 6 or 8. 6 works with 5 and 7 and 3. 8 works with 7 and 9 and 4. I guess we know there's always a 7 in one of these. I don't know how helpful that is. Okay, how the heck do we resolve this then? Is there something? These are still from 5, 7, 9, and 8. That is not getting us anywhere. Is there some grouping of how this works that's going to affect this? Don't see anyway. Because if this was 6, this is forced to be 8. But then 7, 9, 4 all works. If this is 1, it doesn't have any real effect on this. Okay. What is missing here? We know one of these is a 1. I think this is kind of and a 6. We don't have any information down here, though, to really work with any of that. So, don't think we can, yeah, we can't do anything with, like, striping or anything. 5, 7s, 8s, and 9s. 5, 7, 6. Wait, this is, oh no, being dumb again. This, oh, well, I am being dumb. This is a 1. There's no other way around it. Because there's no place to put a 1 anywhere else. This is a 1. Jeez, use your eyes, bozo. If this is a 1, this is 2 and 3. That hasn't really opened anything up, but we can get a 6 and a 1. Okay. Well, that does give us something else to work with at least. We have this pairing here. We still haven't really opened this guy up yet, though. And, okay, the 6, though. We now know if we use the same brain that we just used 5 seconds ago, this is the only place a 6 can go. If this is a 6, we now know what these are. This is 7. This is 5. This is 3. There we go. Whew. Took a second, but we made it work. 8, 9 says this is 7, 9. And the 2 and the 3 are not quite resolved yet. Okay, let's go into here because we have a similar situation to some of these things where we have 2 things looking at 1. So what can these digits be? Let's get rid of the markings and just put them in. 1, 6, and 9. So let's look at the options. This can't be 1, obviously. Same. Can't have 2 2s. This is a 6. What do we have here? We can have 3, 5, and 7. This can't be 5. This can't be 7. That's not helpful. If this is a 9, these have... Oh, wait, this can't be a 9. I'm just not seeing things right now. This can't be a 9, dummy. This is a 6. Good. Okay, so these are not 6s. Good. Now, we still can't quite rule this stuff out as to what goes on, I don't think, but we do have more information we can now work with. I don't think we would really care to type these in. Let's see what these are and then see how the options on whatever is going on here can work out. So we have 2, 3, 7, and 8 are all possibilities here. And we know the 8 has to be on this thing at least. So let's think about this. Probably this one is the better option. Okay, so I think we know, if we think about these two, they're either a 2, 3 or a 7, 8. Oh, that's all we needed to know, because the 2 and the 2, 3 pair and the 7, 8 pair can't work with each other in any way. So these either 2 or 3 or 7 and 8 can't be 2, 3 because there's a 2, 3 up there. So this is a 7, 8 pair. If that's the case, this is 3, this is 5, then we get the 2 and the 3 up here. And now we have a little bit more information, actually very good information, I think. Plus we know what these two digits are. They are 4 and 2. Okay, now let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, well, not different. There are absolutely 4 different values that must go with this one. And I think we can just use the information we used here previously to figure that out. And then we'll have 1 digit that is repetitious. Now, if we know the only way 4 different things can work with a 4 up here, we know this is the same thing. Therefore, this has to be 8 and 7 because the 7 doesn't work with a 4. That gives us 2 and 4 now. Good. Now, let's go with what these can be. Same as up here, 2, 3, 5, and 8. This can't be 2 or 8. This can't be 3 or 5. This can't be 3. Now, we know we've got 2, 3, 5, 8, and 4, so let's just see what these can be. We've got 1, 6, 7, and 9. This is not 6. This is not 7. It's not great. Is there anything? This guy here, I didn't even see this little leg sticking out. There has to be some coordination between these guys. This can't be a 3 because there's nothing over here that can work with it. It can't be a 5 because there's nothing over here that can work with it. 2, 8. Now we have a 2, 8 pair. This must be 5. Then this is 3. We get more information. Good. Do we have anything more we can look at? This could be a 1, 2 pair. It could be an 8, 7 or an 8, 9. So no, we can't quite determine. But we do have this little elbow, again, kind of sticking out into the corner here. This is not going to be a 1 because we can't put a 2 in both of these. It's not going to be a 9 for the same reason. Having 8s in both of these, not having 2 in both of those. Now, if this is a 6, what can these be? 3, 5, and 7. This is not 3 or 5. Oh, wait, this is not 3, 5, or 7. This can't be a 6. That's easy. Because if it is a 6, again, the only options are 3, 5, and 7, but this can't be any of those. So this is 7. We can get rid of 7s in these. Now we have something to work with, because the 7 can only be paired with 2 digits. That is 6 and 8. Now, sadly, we don't have a crossover on any of those, but we can just continue down the line. If this is 6 or 8, this could be, we'll start with the 6. 3 doesn't work because the basics of, oh wait, it's the same thing that we just determined here. 6 will never work because this cannot be 3, 5, or 7. This is 8. This is 6. Now we got a lot going on here. This is not 6, so we get a 1, 9 pair. This is 6. We've got a 1, 9, and a bunch of other digits. So let's put those in and see how this interacts, and we'll come over to here in a second as well. And all of these other things that we now have shown. So we've got 2, 8, and what, 4 seems to be what's left over. I don't know that we're going to have a lot of reduction. Maybe we do, though. If this is a 2, this can't be 1 or 3, but it could be 4. If this is a 4, this can't be 3 or 5, but it could be 2 or 8. And if this is an 8, it could be the 4. Oops, I didn't mean to erase that. Or a 9. Oh, obviously this can't be an 8. Get out of here, because we already have an 8 here. Okay, let's think about this guy then for a second before we continue on into this other little fork-looking thing. Actually, it looks like one of those little picks that has floss on it. At least from this angle, it does. And I may just be completely out of my mind seeing that, but that's what I'm going with. What can this digit be? Well, think about it from the row perspective. It could be 2, 4, 6, or 9. Now, clearly it can't be 2 or 6 because of the interaction with the 8, but it could still be 4 or 9. Oh, well, think about going back on the row now. There has to be a 6 in one of these two, and there's a 6 here, so this is 6. This has to be from 2, 4, or 9. I'll just put it in. And we can, well, let's think down here first, because we know this guy has two different things interacting with it. When we start getting up here, this has a little bit, this guy from here to here has a little bit less. So let's see if we can open something up here first. What do we have left over just from the row? 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. Now, again, we can't put 1 or 9 whenever we have a split like this. Can we think about the other options? What if we had 2? Could be 1, 3, and 4. This can't be 3 or 4. This can't be 4. So in the case of a 2, this would be a 1, this would be a 3. No issues that I see there. If this is a 3, I'm going to just go with this one and work this out instead of going off the side. I think I'm capable. I don't know, but I might be. These could be 2, 4, and 6. Oh, that doesn't work. We can just remove that. 2, 4, and 6. There's no way this could ever be part of a 3 because of that. Just making sure. Yep, this is not 3. The only other option here is 8 then. Therefore, these would be 4, 7, and 9. This can't be 4. This can't be 4 or 7. So we're not quite down to what I hoped we would, but we do get a 2-8 pair actually, which forces this to be a 1, 3, 9. What do we know about these digits? Because there's only this guy looking at it. We know we have to have the 7 in this and a 5. Sadly, that's it. I was hoping we'd have one of these things get reduced by that, but it doesn't look like we do. Okay, let's go back up to here then and look at this path. This might have been the way to start off with, but I figured we'd get something down here maybe. As long as there's nothing else that's very obvious that I'm missing. Like we know one of these is a 3, but that's not very helpful. No, I don't see anything. So let's go back to the options here then. Okay, this is starting to get a little bit into a lot of markings because we don't have these worn down quite well, but let's think about them. Oh, this can't be a 9, duh, because, well, first off, this can't be an 8, but these couldn't both be 8, so this is not 9. Okay, so that's better. If that's not, no, that doesn't remove, because this could be a 4, 8. Okay, that's better though. So we have 2 digits now instead of 3. Much better. So if this is a 2, this could be a 1, 3, or 4. Sadly, none of those are reduced. If it's a 4, it could be 2 or 8 by Black Kropki, but not by these. So if it is a 4, it has to just be by its white Kropki workmanship, which would be 3 and 5. Again, we still have possibilities, but we can continue down the line. This can't be a 1, because these can't both be 2s. That's not 1. Okay. Do we have any other reductions to this one by that magnitude? I don't think so. Okay, I guess we'll continue on. If this is a 3, these could be 2, 4, and 6. Now, clearly it couldn't be a 2, 4 pair. So if it was a 3, this would be the 4, this would be a 6. That seems to work. this is a 4. Can't have a 2 on it for the same reason that we'd break this. Can't have an 8 on it because of that's here. So if it's a 4, again, we're looking at this being either a 3 or a 5. Now, the 3 would have to be here. The 5 would have to be here because we have a 3 looking in. Now, if we have a 5, I'm hoping this gets somewhere because we're getting into a lot of options now, and it's not being easy. It was moving along over here, but anyway. I was looking again. Maybe we do have a little bit more we could have done down here, but let's continue so I don't forget what we're doing. If this was a 5, the only options are 6 and 4. And it would have to be 4, 6 in this way as well, so we don't add any other possible options. The thing I was looking at here is this is a 2, 4, 8. One of these has to be 4. But again, I don't know that that's doing anything, but it's just something I noticed. Okay. But we also do have a 2, 4, 8 triple in this thing. But that doesn't look like it's doing much. So let's continue down the path. We've got 2 options that this could be, so let's continue down the fork, or the dental pick. This was a 3. This can't be a 6, because the 6. It can't be a 4. It could be a 5. I'm hoping we get some kind of quad or triple through this. So 5 is the only option. If this is a 4, we can't go to 8. We can't go to 3. 5 is an option, and 2 is an option. Oh, wait, no, 2 is not an option. Because, again, if this is a 4, this can't be 2. So let's make sure we did this right again. If this is a 3, we can't go to 6. We can't go up to 4. We'd have to go down to 2. 3 down to 2. If we're at 4, we can't go to 2. We can't go to 8. It would have to be either 3 or 5. And this can't be 3, so this would be 5. I thought we had this down to a single digit, though. What am I? Being a 3, it could be a 2. 2, 3, 4. We do have a 2, 3, 4, 5, though. So I think we've got all our options. 2, 3, 4, 5, which tells us what both of these digits is. This is 6. This is 9. If this is a 6, this is 5, and it's going to start to unravel. This has to be 3, 4. Make sure these all work. Yes, they do. This is 2. Now we can look down here, say this is not 2. Okay. That worked its way out, and good to see, actually, that these guys did form a pair this way, and then the way that we put this in actually does work. So anyway, what are these two? 1 and 7. That removes 7 from here, 1 from here. Thank you. Do I have anything that looks across? No, not yet. This 2 and 9 looks over here, though. So this is 4. The 9 here removes the 9 from here. So we know one of these, this is a 3-9 pair, and we got a 2-4-8. So this is a 1-5-7. This is not 5. Let's get rid of, okay, the 1-7 pair, and the 1-7 pair here tells us this is 5. Okay, so there is nothing else on this guy. And that 1-7 says this is 9 and 1 and 9 and 1. Good. 2-4-8 doesn't do anything there. The 2-8 and the 3, oh, the 9 here now does tell us this is the 8. Therefore, we get the 2. Therefore, we get the 4-8 pair. If we have a 4-8 pair, this is a 2. If this is a 2, this is a 1. This is a 3, 7, 9. Good. Alrighty, so we're moving pretty well now. So let's continue on. Let's think about Sudoku, because 9s have to go up here. This can't be a 9, because it has to have an 8 on it, and then we already see it. So this is not 9, this is 9. Okay. That opens the fog up, and we know what these two digits are. They are 1 and 2. 2. That seems to be correct. We have a 2, so we can put in the 1, 2 pair. Good. What next? Let's think about this option here. If this is a 2, this could be a 1. It could be a 3. It could be a, well, it can't be a 4. So it's either a 1 or a 3. Let's, I guess, continue on to this and see what happens with this line, if anything is obvious. So we need to have 4, 5, 7, and 8. This is not 5. This is not 4. This is not 7 or 8. So this is 5, 7, or 8. Well, it's not super promising. Oh, actually, the 8 can be removed. Because if this was an 8, this could be a 4. No, it can't. Or it could be a 7 or a 9. No, it can't. So this is not 8. Let's go through these last 2 options and see if we can find something else that will work. If this is a 5, this is either a 4 or a 6. It can't be a 4, so it could be a 6. Okay, and it can't be anything else because there's no black dot contributor. If this is a 7, the only options are 6 and 8, but this could be both of them. Okay, I was hoping we'd get further there, but it doesn't look like we will. Where else can we look? I guess we're going to have to go into this area and start seeing maybe there's some row column kind of juxtaposition. It's going to reduce what these options are. We could do 1, can't do 2 or 3 or 4. Could be 5, no 6, 7s. Could be 8, no 9. This 1 could put a 2 up here. The 5 doesn't work, okay, because we have a 4 and a 6 looking in here. That goes away. The 8 does what? Because this could be 7 or 9. Both work. Or 4, but 4 does not. So we get a little bit of information, but not a whole lot on these. So we're going to have to dig a little deeper, I guess. Maybe there's some other crossing of values that we can continue to kind of work through this area, because I don't know that we see anything obvious out here, because everything clue-wise is being kind of oh, the 2 here, sorry, is 4 and 8. Okay, there we go. That's all I needed to do, just to see that. So the 8 here now sees the 6. That doesn't do anything with the 5 or the 7 necessarily, but we can tell what these 2 digits are, and that might sort this out. In fact, it will. These have to be 3 and 4. Therefore, this is 5, this is 7, this is 8. That all seems to check out. Nothing is crossing here yet. Okay, let's keep going. We can now say what these 3 digits must be. 5, 8, and 9. This is not 5, this is not 8. This is not 9. I got an itch in my throat and no water with me. Wait, I did that. Something happened with my markings there. This is not 5. This is not 8. This is not 9. Okay. What about you guys? We've got 1, 2, no, not 2. 1, 3, 4, and 6. Oh, there we go. 1, 3, and 6 look here. So this is 4. Therefore, this is 3 and 4. This is, oh, the 1. And then this is just the leftover 6. The 1 now comes back and gives us an 8. This thing didn't go anywhere, so this is not a 2, but it could still be a 7 or a 9. But the 8 now is going to see the 5, 9, 8. And it looks like we're done with our fog, so we just have to get through our Sudoku. So let's do that. 2, 3, and 7. 2 and 3 looking up here, so this is 7. 2 and 3 here. There's another 3, so this is 2, 3. This is a given of 2. Oh, this 8 here, actually. We can use that. 9 and 8. Still can't quite finalize these. So let's think about these 2. They are 1 and... what am I missing? 9. So that we now can put the 1, 9, 7, 1, 7, and this will be a 5. Hey, there we go. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. So, almost 1,000 solves in 20 some days, so pretty good. Really enjoyed that puzzle. I think this very interesting concept of how these fog key lines can work out in terms of how you can determine what can and can't work. There is a little bit of finagling, I guess, to determine all of the options and root out some sources for them. But at the end of the day, I think this really worked out quite well. So glad to have seen it and been able to solve it. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.